The top 5 best Town Hall 10 attack strategies for 2021. Let's teach you how to use all of them. Welcome back to the channel then, guys. I'm your host, Judo Sloth. In at number 5, we have the Queen Charge into Baby Dragons. The idea here is you create a funnel on the left and right hand side for your Queen to enter the base. This can be a difficult strategy to perform, I will explain it to you, but there's certainly easier ones coming up on the list. The Barbarian King is fantastic for setting the funnel. He's predictable in his pathing, but you also have the ability. Do not forget about a P.E.K.K.A. on the other side of the base. It has a lot of HP and can snipe outside defenses. If you can take an air defense, that is perfect, because with this strategy, you're trying to use your Queen Charge to take out the most dangerous defenses for the baby dragons. That could be the enemy queen, the air defense, and multi-target infernos are also a bit of a pain. You can often charge your queen into little areas of the base and then back out, meaning that you have mini queen charges and queen walks. The idea of this is the baby dragons are fantastic on the outside of the base to target point defense, perhaps once they have locked onto the queen, but also the baby dragons can take those down single-handedly so long as there's not too much firepower on them. So for example, the baby dragon at the top only has one archer tower to deal with. There's no air defense in that area, so one baby dragon is enough. And with the baby dragon cutting the funnel, we can now charge the queen into the base. It makes sense to charge the queen in at this area because we've already taken out 2 air defense to the bottom alongside one of the multi-target infernos. Now we can take the second multi-target inferno alongside the clan castle troops. You will always want a poison for the clan castle troops. You're not sure what is inside there. And I do want to mention that all of the strategies on this list do not include siege machines. So you can easily think of which siege machine could be slotted in here if you have access to them. A wall wrecker maybe for the Queen Charge, or if nothing else, a stone slammer means you can take down some buildings and just get some extra value. You also need a plan for the other 2 air defense. A mini Lalo is ideal for one of them, sending a Lava Hound and a small group of balloons. And notice how the freeze spells were continually used for this air defense. That is because the air defense are the primary target to take down. It means that we can loop the queen to the third and freely use baby dragons on the back end of the base surrounding point defense. Make sure the baby dragons are used when they are not in range of other baby dragons. So you don't just spam them in, you surgically use them to get the enraged bonus, sniping off defenses whilst protecting your queen to charge through the base, and it is a fantastic strategy. The 4th best Town Hall 10 attack is the Queen Charge into miners. This is a little bit easier than the previous one because you're not relying on the Queen Charge to get as much value. The miners are stronger in themselves, but anything we mention of any of the strategies can be interchangeable based on the layout. I'm just giving you a general summary of how each strategy works. So again, you do need a little bit of a funnel on the left and the right to charge the queen where you want. Now, the main thing for miners is pathing of the base, which we will explain, but carving out a section to allow your miners to path through the rest. If you can, try and take down one multi-target inferno alongside the clan castle troops. The reason you don't really have to worry about heroes, miners will deal with it. So in this situation, although the queen takes out the Barbarian King, it's not really that necessary, but you never know what's in the clan castle troops unless you have a scout attack, so you always want to take those down because it could end up crushing miners. Let's say there are ice golems in there. It could mean it freezes a pack of your miners and the defenses do a lot of damage. So with the wall breakers, you don't have to freeze a multi-target inferno anymore. As long as you take enough, you can get through. The idea is we've created pathing on the left-hand side with the queen. We have a P.E.K.K.A. and the king to the right-hand side, creating this ideal slot for the miners to move through. Always try and deploy the miners, if possible, onto the next multi-target inferno as soon as you can. Heal spells are going to be used over the main damage areas. So one was obviously used over the multi-target Inferno. Then we have another as they enter the core of the base, and they're taking fire from 3 expos alongside the Queen. If you can, do not overlap your heal spells. So notice how we have one of them as it wears out. We can then consider using another heal spell, but we've got to remember there's a splash damage wizard tower on the back end of the base, although we do have the Queen ability as well. In this situation, spells aren't even needed. They are going to be swagged, but a heal spell would have been ideal over this thick area of defenses. If you are using rage spells, try and use those for your Queen charge. To protect your Queen, keep the Queen's ability. You don't want to use a heal spell and a rage in one area on the miners, otherwise you are raging the miners out of your heal spell. But you can use the rage on the miners if it's going to power them through an area. In at number 3, we have the Zap Witches. I think the easiest strategy to perform, so it might be the best if that's what you're looking for, but there are stronger strategies. I'm going to pause for a second because you always want to take down both Inferno towers with your Lightning and Earthquake. But there's something else you can do to make this even better. It takes 4 Lightning and an Earthquake to take down the multi, but you don't have to place the spells direct on the multi. You can rotate them around. So we actually use 2 to take down the bomb tower, 3 in order to take down the cannon, and then 2 for the arch tower whilst getting a little bit extra damage onto the other cannon. This happens on both areas of the base, and what it means is when you then use your Earthquake spell, not only do you take down the multi-inferno, but you are taking the other buildings and mitigating damage and helping to create pathing. So it takes 4 lightning with the Earthquake for an Inferno, 2 for a bomb tower or archer tower, and 3 for the cannon. So always try and get the most value out of your spells. You're then sending in 3 golems from 3 different angles. This means you can tank more defenses, allowing you to deploy witches around the outside of the base. You're trying to swoop through the base from one side to the other. That's why you deploy wall breakers and your heroes through the center of this witch wave you have deployed. Also deploy your clan castle troops, in which I recommend bowlers. None of the strategies I'm showing you have siege machines, but let's say the town hall's on the other side, you could use a wall wrecker to push through. It has extra tanking and provides access. If nothing else, like I said, just use a stone slammer to get a few extra defenses. You will have some spells left, so I'd always recommend a poison for the clan castle troops. You don't really need much more than that. The queen can shoot up, if nothing else, alongside the witches, although you do have access to 1 freeze, which you might also use on the clan castle troops. I often recommend the freeze for the enemy queen, but if there's any other thick areas of defenses, maybe wizard towers lock onto your witches, use the freeze then. Because you will have this natural push through the center, but you'll also probably have witches on the outside of the base. It depends on the layout. I would always try and take down bases that have inferno towers at opposite sides, as you've seen here, so you do have that natural path through the base. Always save onto your queen's ability. That is massive, because with this attack, it's very slow. It's easy to perform because you don't have to worry about a bunch of spells all over the place, but it often comes down to the back end of the base with these skellies slowly getting through, and if they are taking damage, you might need the queen ability, so try and save onto it until the end of the attack, but it's pretty easy to perform, so you might start with this strategy if you're just looking for something simple to 3-star with, but there's even better ones, such as the Queen Charge Lava Loon, our second best Town Hall 10 attack strategy for 2021. There's a few different ways you can do this. You could use a hero dive or a kill squad pushing further into the base, but the reason I've chose the Queen Charge is it is slightly different to the other Queen Charges we showed you previously, such as for the miners. It is similar in the sense that you need to create a funnel either side of where you are pushing the Queen in. You will use wall breakers to access the base, but you really need to take down the enemy Queen because she will wreck your Lava Loon. Don't get me wrong, there are ways of adjusting, but in general, if you are looking for where to get started with the Queen Charge Lalo, the Queen queen is probably your main priority. The clan castle is also a big deal if you know what's in there and it's going to shoot your lava loon. But the main difference is you will have to get deeper into the base, so I always recommend a jump spell. Wall breakers on the outside, jump spell to get through into the center, because it means you have much better pathing for the Lalo. Now, if you are asking me, where did you come up with this list? I actually got in touch with my friends at Built to War. They are a competitive Town Hall 10 clan, so they compiled this list for me and kindly shared the replays. If you are wanting to join a competitive Town Hall 10 clan, you can follow my Discord server, and all of the links to the clans I cover are within that. So with the queen charging into the base, she also manages to take a sweeper, which is hugely important for a lava loon. Whenever you're pushing air troops in, a sweeper could be really deadly. With the queen down, the enemy queen, the enemy clan castle troops, and this huge section of the base, we can now path the Lalo around. The reason we enter from the right hand side, although the sweepers are down, that could be a factor depending on where you enter, is because we have the multi-target Inferno in this situation. We want to take that down early. That's why a haste was used. And when the Lava Hound from the first air defense moved across to the second, that's then when we deployed the second Lava Hound with the reinforcement balloons. You want to try and continue bringing stuff into the base in a timely fashion so they all work together. With the balloons, try and target defenses surgically on the outside so everything clumps together in the center. You can use haste spells to get over the most dangerous areas. So we used it on the multi, on the Tesla farm, but always remember where your balloons will end up. In this case, the wizard tower, you could use one balloon to distract the wizard tower, but as long as you have a plan, so in this instance, we used the freeze spell to pause it. If you can get a solid queen charge into the center of the base, take down those objectives we talked about, the lava loon shouldn't be too bad for you to 3-star the base. The number one, the best Town Hall 10 attack strategy for 2021 is the Zap Dragons. It's pretty easy to perform and it's similar to the Zap Witches. You're going to be using the lightning spells though to take down 2 air defense within the base. These are the 2 most dangerous to get to. So it takes 3 lightning spells to take down an air defense alongside the earthquake. However, depending on what is around that, you might take an extra. So I wanted to show you this example because the lightning spells could actually hit the multi-target Inferno. So for 1 extra lightning spell, we not only took out the air defense, but we also got the multi. You always want to try and take the air defense that are the most difficult to get to, but you're going to have a plan. You're taking out 2 with lightning spells, and you're going to try and take a 3rd with your heroes. That leaves 1 left, which is where you are pushing the dragons. So let's zoom in down the bottom with the heroes. You tend to use the Barbarian King to tank and the Archer Queen to shoot over to an air defense. If you can, try not to lure the clan castle, but it's not the end of the world. For the 4th air defense, you're then deploying your dragons, your balloons, and target a Lava Hound direct to the air defense to absorb any black bombs and a lot of the fire from that area. But try to time the Lava Hound based on where the air defense is. Don't let the Lava Hound get there way before the dragons. Through the center of the base, it's not like the Zap Witches, you have some spells left over. I would always recommend a rage spell for the dragons to push through the center. This is more than likely where the most dangerous defenses are, and the enemy queen should be a huge target of that. If there are any sweepers that you're pushing into, because you can't always predict where the sweepers will be, it's not as big of a deal as the air defense. Use freeze spells in order to freeze the sweeper. You might take 1, you might take 2. It just depends on where it is and how quickly you can push your dragons to that. Remember, the rage spell pushing you through that main area should probably help you through the air sweeper. Now, the good thing about the dragons, like I said, it's pretty easy to perform. Once you've picked off 2 air defense, your king and queen get to the 3rd. They are also helping to create pathing. You might have a baby dragon to help create pathing on the other side. Your dragons can fly through the base, and as you've seen, it's really just allowing them to roll through because well, the defenses can't keep up once you've taken down 4 air defense. I really hope this video helps you crush in war. Go get those 3 stars. If you want to see my tip for every Town Hall level video, Town Hall 10's obviously in there, it's linked on your screen alongside the subscribe button. You take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.